What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? This is Renebean, and are you ready for the spiel? It never gets easy. You think it's easy to do this, but it's not as easy as you think. This is the awesome series where I show you all the cool stuff I got through the week through yard sales, garage sales, flea markets. I go through stores like Goodwill and Salvation Army, and I use apps like LetGo, OfferUp, Craigslist, Facebook, whatever I can use to get my hands on some awesome games at some excellent prices. Make sure you stick through to the end of the video, because not only are we going to go over everything on a one-on-one level as well as anything I did not get on camera, but I'm also going to reveal the winner of the weekly contest giveaway. If you want to be entered in the contest, the rules are quite simple. All you got to do is be subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment, hopefully something positive. If you want some extra credit, hit the share button so other people can see these awesome pickups. Links to everything is found in the description below. You got links to my Instagram if you ever had any questions or want to see some of this stuff early. Links to my eBay store, because if you're not the winner, I'll still give my subscribers good deals. Links to my Twitch channel. If you ever want to hear me bitch at a video game, that's the place to do it. And now there's also information for my P.O. Box. If you ever wanted to mail me anything, you don't have to, but a lot of you people mention it, and I'm completely honored by that, so the option is there. Other than that, guys, that's it. That's all I got to say. I hope you're excited. This was a great week. I was surprised about the turnout, as you're going to see in this footage, so I want you to sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are. Now, this is going to be a little bit confusing. This is not the first pickup of the week. This is actually some of the last pickups of last week, but I failed to put them on last week's video, so kind of consider it a bonus here. But you'll see we're at the flea market. This is, I think, Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Could be Saturday. Hell, I can't remember that far back. And you see I've came across some pretty awesome PlayStation 2 games. There are a lot of really awesome RPG titles on the PlayStation 2, and when it comes to that system with any PlayStation, I only collect exclusives to begin with. So here I was able to pick up 4 awesome games, 2 of which I've already owned, the other 2 I'll be able to resell and recoup the cost. This is one of those people that had everything divided up by cost. The Dark Clouds over here, he only wanted $1 a piece for, while others he wanted more for. Obviously none of that makes sense, considering Dark Cloud 2 was the more pricey of all of them. You'll run into this situation all the time where people just kind of price things based off what they feel it's worth. And he also said that he paid $35 for that Dawn of Mana, in which he could have. Some shops overcharge the shit out of people. I'm not going to pay that, and I'm also not going to be a dick and tell them that game's not worth that much. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get everything bundled of what I want. So I pick up Dawn of Mana, both Dark Clouds, and Evergrace, and I said, man, how about 15 for all this? Because he wanted 10 for Dawn of Mana, and he wanted 5 for Evergrace, and he only wanted $2 for the other 2 games. So I said, how about this? You'll give me these 2 games for free. And he took it. It was a great deal. $15 for all 4 of those games. You can't hate a deal like that. That was excellent. I probably could have gotten a lower price on all this too, but at the same time, $15 for all 4 of those games, I'll be able to sell Dark Cloud 2 for $20-25 and make all the money that I spent back, plus some. So I'll be able to keep a few games, make a few bucks. That's what it's all about. I don't need to shekel his ass too low. Sometimes you just got to know when not to be a dick and know when you're getting a good deal, and don't push your luck. It's all about that karma system. I gave him what he wanted, what he was comfortable with, and I paid what I was happy to pay. You'll also see Breakdown for the original Xbox. It is exclusive. He wanted $5 for it. I offered him $3. He took it. It was a good final pickup from this guy. This right here is the final pickup from last week that I failed to put on last week's episode, so you'll get to see it now. I'm at the flea market. I'm dealing with the guy that you've seen in a lot of my pickup videos. He does really awesome deals for me, and it's gotten to the point now where he is holding stuff for me, which is what you want. Like I always tell you, build bonds, build relationships, get to know all these vendors, because you'd be surprised. This guy does not, specifically sell video games. He does come across them. He buys storage units, and when he comes across games, he will now hold them and let me look at them when I get there, because he knows I frequent the flea market a lot. What's awesome about this guy is he sells on eBay. He knows the prices of a lot of this stuff, but at the same time, games aren't his biggest thing that he deals with. He deals with just about everything else but games. Games, I think, to him are more of a hassle than anything, so he'll bring them to the flea market and unload them at a very cheap price. And now we've gotten to the point where he's holding on to them for me. I can't be more happy about that situation. Now, originally, he told me he wanted $40 for all these games. That's every single one of them. That's not a bad deal, but of course, me being me, the Shekler that I am, I got everything for 30. I tried to pay 25, but he just wasn't having that. But this guy is so fun to haggle with. We're just at the point where I'm just throwing a number out there just to see what he'll say, just to kind of get a laugh out of him. Hell, I think originally I told him, I was like, man, I'll give you $5 for all these games just to kind of be a smartass with him. But I'm doing that just because we're joking back and forth. And that's what initiated the actual barter. That's when he said 40, I said 25, and then we settled on 30, which obviously was an excellent deal because there are some really good titles in this whole pile. So I'll say there's probably about 5 solid vendors at the flea market that I try to make it my goal to stop with and chat just so I can keep my face friendly in their mind. That way they say, hey, that's that guy that's always talking, is always nice, you know, they'll think of me in the future. And it's not always about just getting those shekels up. Hell, you meet awesome people at the flea market. You would be surprised if you've never been to a flea market in your life and you just live vicariously through me through these videos. Get out there and go to one. You would be absolutely shocked to see some of the stuff at a flea market. And you'd be surprised some of the friendships you start to develop while going to places like this. And that's what's awesome about it. I've met a lot of cool people frequenting places like flea markets and even going to yard sales and thrift stores enough. You'll actually run into these people and get to know them. Be friendly, and it's going to work out in your favor every time. I think of the flea market as a very peaceful and tranquil place. I love walking through it. Sometimes I'll have my coffee, sometimes I won't, but it's very relaxing to me. I love that atmosphere. I feel like I am right at home whenever I'm at a flea market and I'm starting my hunt. So some awesome games in this lot were games like Megabots, Metabee. That game's worth all of what I paid for everything, so that was an excellent pickup there. There was Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland, Mario Kart, all these Pokemon videos, which was excellent because I want to collect all the videos that they made for the Game Boy Advance. But keep in mind, I'll go over everything at the end of the video like I always do and show you everything one-on-one because I'm sure there's a lot of it that you missed just because my camera work's not great. So this next pickup right here is through Miss Renebean, and she uses her cell phone, so you're going to be able to hear some live audio, which is awesome. So I'm going to be quiet and let y'all hear that here shortly, but I do want to say, you see that Assassin's Creed hidden blade right there? The thing's spring-loaded. It actually works. It's awesome. She only paid like 50 cents or $1 for it. It was an excellent pickup. I also want you to make note of the prices that this lady talks about when it comes to this really awesome Halo Reach Legendary Edition right here. It comes with the statue, the game, the works. Just keep that in the back of your mind because I do visit this sale later and I don't pay nearly what she was expecting.
It's got it's got the wooden, but it's, and honey, he's still got it.
Wow.
My son was a little OCD.
Yeah, so is my husband.
You know, and, yeah. So, and there's a mantle.
That's pretty cool.
The statue on it.
Huh. What were you wanting for that?
Make me an offer. Let me tell you this, and you can ask your husband. They're selling them online, and there's everything. They're selling them online from $325 to $900.
Good Lord.
Huh. Honey, we did the midnight premiere and got in line at 8 o'clock.
Waiting to get it, yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Because my son was like, Mom, they're only going to do 20 in each store. And I've got that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know.
My husband did that with Fallout. That was when they had there was a whole special thing like that.
Yes. But, you know, my kids are a little bit rotten. That's okay. That's okay.
That'll be all right, yeah. That's probably a little out of my price range, I hate to say, because I don't want to, I've only got, $40 on me, so that's a little, yeah.
Okay,
I don't want.
Let's see, what do you got? Do you want that, darling?
No, I'm good. I've got
5, 6.
This was 50 cents back there, and it was
okay.
Is that okay?
4, 5.50.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So here I am later on in the week at the same exact sale. I wanted to come back here. She brought me, she said the lady might have some more games, and this is when we start talking about this Legendary Edition here. Now obviously I didn't pay $300 or $900 or whatever price that she said that this thing was selling for. I don't know where she saw that listing from. On a good day on eBay, if this thing's in really good condition, which it was and complete, it sells for about $130, $140. I wasn't really particularly interested in flipping this thing to make some good profit on. I wanted to pick this up because I got a buddy who's real big into Halo, that's his thing, so it wouldn't hurt me to pick this thing up, but I wasn't going to pay a price that was overpriced. The bad thing was I didn't have any sort of signal out here. I wasn't able to look on my phone and see what this thing actually sells for, because some collector's editions aren't worth anything, while some can be worth quite a bit. So I kind of just had to use my basic knowledge of Halo and kind of go on a whim here. Now, she said the bad thing was, which was make me an offer. I hate when people say that, because I always rebuttal with, well, if I make an offer, you're going to get pissed off, because I'm usually a cheap son of a bitch and I don't want to come off that way. But she was very persistent about me making that offer, and by the end of it, I just said, hey, I'll give you $40 for this thing, not knowing if it was really, it could have been only worth $30 for all I knew, but I felt that was a decent enough price, because like I said, I didn't know this thing was worth about $120, $130 or whatever it could be, so I was comfortable at $40, and then I think we actually settled on $45. She rebutted with that, which was odd. I expected her to say like $60 or $80, but she said $45, which I was happy to pay that. So if my buddy wants it, I'm going to sell it to him for $60, not to try to shekel his ass or anything, but this was really out of the way right here. I went to a sale previous to this that turned out to be an extremely shit sale, way out there. So this is going to recoup some gas money for me. So $45 for what I paid plus $15 for the gas money that it took me to get out here. And $60 is a fair deal. Like I said, the thing sells for $120, $130, but since he's my buddy, it's not like I'm going to shekel his ass hard. And I don't ever show footage of a sale where I don't get anything. It's always footage where you actually see me pick up something. But I am going to talk about this sale that I visited right before I came to this one. And this one had me extremely pissed off. This is one of those sales that listed that they had old video games. They had pictures, and then the pictures was like Sega Genesis boxes, PlayStation boxes. Said they had lots of Nintendo games. So, of course, I'm emailing them. I'm saying, hey, man, I will be there. Can I come early? He said yes. And I get there, and oh, my God, the disappointment on my face, because it was the same guy. I don't know if you remember from a pickups video or two back where I pull up and he's got sealed Atari games. It was that same guy right there. Now keep in mind, this was way out there. This was not a quick drive. And this fuckhead right here was trying to sell things above eBay prices, and that's what was really pissing me off, because he wasted my whole morning to drive way the hell out here in bumfucked only to be caught up with above eBay price stuff. And I'm sitting here picking up things like, I picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the NES. I was like, how much for this? He said $10. I said, man, that is above eBay. I was like, I can't pay eBay price. He's like, this isn't eBay. You're not paying eBay prices. These games are worth more than it. I was extremely pissed right there. And I normally don't get short with people. I'm normally kind and courteous. If they're a dickhead, I just walk on. But man, this sale had me so pissed off. I tried to like squeeze any bit of juice out of it I could, but this guy was just a complete ass, and man, that had me set off that morning. But that's enough bitching there. That's not what these videos are about. I try to leave that sort of thing out, but I felt I had to share it with you guys, because I'm sure there's lots of you out there who've experienced similar things. But anyways, moving on from that sale, I come across this. This was just a side of the road freestyle. Nothing special here. I pull up and I see all this Wii stuff here. Obviously, there's nothing crazy here, but I do come across Sim Animals for the Wii. You know I love collecting my shitty Wii titles. I picked it up. It was $2. It's not a price that's going to hurt me to pay. It's one that I can add to my collection. Boy, you see those Wii Fit Plus boards everywhere, man. It's crazy how much like you'll find those. Anytime you find some Wii accessories, guaranteed you might find a Wii Fit board. I've literally seen a stack of like 15 in a pawn shop. It's crazy with those things. So who else would be happy paying $3 for a random platinum GameCube right here? I know I was. She wanted $5 for it originally. I offered her $3, and she took it, so it was an awesome deal. And this pickup was on Friday at the flea market, and like I've told you before, I always seem to have some sort of luck when it comes to the flea market on a Friday, so I always try to make it my goal to stop after I hit up the yard sales. And this was like 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and I'm finding just random platinum GameCubes on the table for $3, so it was an awesome pickup. So even if this GameCube doesn't work, which she says it does, it's just a backup for her. She keeps the one that she plays at home with all the games that she didn't bring, unfortunately. But even if it's defective, they'll still sell for like $20, $25 for people who want to put the time in and actually fix them. So for $3, it was an absolute steal to pick it up, and hopefully it works like she says it does. This right here was a random freestyle church sale, which I almost missed. I was actually on my way to another sale, and it kind of led me to this one right here. I don't come across anything too special, but I do get this really awesome Pac-Man plug-and-play. I normally don't pick up plug-and-plays, but this thing was absolutely awesome. It looks like it's got other games other than Pac-Man, so for $1, it was a great pickup. The condition of this thing was absolutely perfect. It doesn't even look like it's been played. So this sale right here is through the eyes of Miss Renebean. This is an example of make sure you're checking your phone even while you're hunting. Just because you think you got your whole route mapped out doesn't mean people aren't listing sales. This sale in particular listed that it had video games, which is obviously what we're looking for. So I called her up. I said, make sure you go check this sale out. I think it started like at 8:30. She got there. There was nothing crazy that she found, but this is an awesome yard sale price for video games. She got all the games here that you see for $1 a piece, and that's always a great deal. So while I'm out hunting, I always try to make it a point to pull out my phone every so often, every 15, 20 minutes, and check and see whatever newly listed sales are available, because you'd be surprised the stuff that people list later on that they did not list the day before. I've had sales that said, I am selling a bunch of old video games that was listed like at 9 in the morning on a Saturday for a Saturday yard sale. No one would know about this unless it was a freestyle sale forum, except for the people who are checking their phones constantly like us. And another tip is to make sure you're using your keywords: games, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you have in your saved search, make sure that's what you're using, because it's going to make searching a lot easier when it comes to Craigslist or Yard Sale Treasure Map, whichever you're using to find these sales. So while I'm driving, if I just quickly pull out my phone and I see that I got a new notification that a yard sale was listed and Nintendo was used, you definitely believe I'm going to pull over and check that out. And usually I can get some pretty good scores this way. It's just a good tip in your arsenal to find these games. This sale is through the eyes of Miss Renebean, and she's walking up on this lady. You notice that she's got a bunch of DVDs in her hand. That's one thing to look for. And Miss Renebean notices that there is a copy of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. This is one of those weird sales where everything has its own individual price. It may be bundled together, which this was, with nothing else special. I think it was Call of Duty. But she also said it's a name-your-own-price sale, so she picked up, Oblivion for $1. That's a good price right there. The lady took it. She wasn't upset about that, and that was what we're willing to pay. It's a good bundler game right there. If you've never gotten to the Elder Scrolls series, Oblivion's not a bad place to start. So we're at the Goodwill that you see in a lot of my pickup videos, and they're starting to do this weird thing where they're just filling up these carts with just random movies and DVDs, and I'm definitely making it a point to stop and dig through them, because a lot of people don't. I guess they think that they're, waiting to put this stuff on the shelves, but hell, I see it as a good opportunity to get to this stuff before it gets to the shelves, and they don't seem to mind me digging through it. So I come across this Wii game here that I did not have. It was a little bit higher than I wanted to pay, which was $3, but I still pick it up because I find this sealed copy of Meet the Robinsons for the GameCube, and I'll be able to sell that, recoup the cost, and maybe make $5 or $10 on top of that. So I was pretty happy about this Goodwill stop. This random side of the road sale here is through the wonderful eyes of Miss Renebean, and she comes across this copy of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess comic. It's one of those ones that I believe is read backwards. I'm not too knowledgeable when it comes to the manga style books and comics that are out there, but she picks that up, as well as it's either WWE or WWF Survivors for the Game Boy Advance that you see right there in that green bin. She only paid 50 cents a piece for these things. Obviously, it's a good pickup. She knows that I am a huge fan of the Legend of Zelda series. I'm going to put that in my shrine, and I think this is going to look absolutely awesome. Here's another cool yard sale stop through the eyes of Miss Renebean, and she comes up on this big old box of plug-and-plays, and she saw me pick up that Pac-Man earlier on this week, and I guess she assumed that I liked him. I'm not the biggest fan of plug-and-plays. I did pick up the Pac-Man just because I thought it was unique. It was in very good condition, and it just looked awesome. But she comes across the Scooby-Doo one here. She pays $2 for it, which would have been a little bit high, I think. I think $1 would have been more suitable for that item, but oh well, it's still a decent pickup for someone who likes plug-and-plays. She did not pick up this controller right here because she said the guy wanted $5, which is a little bit high for a controller. I'm a lot more comfortable paying somewhere between $2 and $3 for a controller that's in good condition. You always got to check the actual wire, the cord to it, make sure there's no frayed marks on it, no cuts or anything, because people do not want a controller that has cut marks in it. Also, you got to check the joysticks and the buttons. That's #1 priority whenever you're getting a controller. And as you'll see here, they pull out some games. Nothing special in here, but this is just another awesome example of great yard sale prices, because again, all these games right here are $1 a piece. So you'll see here that she pulls out some really awesome original Xbox games. Unfortunately, I got all these. She typically has some pretty good luck a lot of times finding me games that I do not have for that system. As a lot of you already know, because I always talk about it, I'm a big fan of the original Xbox, and I love collecting for it. It's just getting harder for me to find any games that I don't have. But she finds 3 good titles. These are great bundler games for, to put with a system to help it sell better, to help it trade better. These are the types of games that people want to play whenever they get these systems, so it's great to have them on hand. So this right here will be the final and my most favorite pickup of the week, and also the most expensive. This is also through the eyes of Miss Renebean. This guy posted this on Facebook, and I just so happened to be lucky enough to message him first, and I got first dibs on this, and you will see this is a tremendously awesome lot. This is a huge example of you will not make any free games for your collection if you're scared to spend any sort of money. This entire box right here cost me $275, and I would have happily paid more if I had to do it. This entire box was completely scattered with awesome titles. I'm going to keep some really good games for my collection, so I was extremely happy about this pickup. And you'll see here that the first game that she picks up was Chubby Cherub. It is a game that made this whole lot worth it. That was one that I've been looking for quite some time. And anybody with a big collection will tell you it is really hard to find any games that you don't have the further you get in your collecting lifespan, which, I mean, obviously that makes sense. But you'll get excited over like a $6 game that you did not have that could be completely common. You just, for whatever reason, did not see it or never came across it. Now, obviously, Chubby Cherub is worth more than $6, but I would still get just as excited as I did when I got this one as I would for something that was like $5 or $6, because anytime that I can add a game to my shelves, I am extremely grateful for that, because that is an awesome feeling, and that's what it's all about right there. Now, I know that it's hard to see a lot of these titles here, and Miss Renebean is learning how to work that camera. I'm telling you, it's weird when you got those glasses on your head to try to make sure that you get everything in frame without, like, chinning your tits. It's a really hard thing to do. It makes you look completely stupid whenever you're out in the wild. But, she's learning. She's doing good for the way that she does. But don't worry, you'll see all these titles individually in the pickups. Like I always say, we'll go over everything one by one, because I know it's really hard to see a lot of this stuff on camera. But anyways, like I was saying earlier, this is one of those sales right here where you cannot be scared to spend that money. I knew the value of a lot of these games, and some of them even shocked me, like that Castlevania right there. I didn't realize it sold for as much complete in box, and that's the way it works sometimes. Sometimes a game is not necessarily expensive. Castlevania is about a $20 game, but complete in box it can be $80, sometimes more, and that's just absolutely phenomenal that prices can fluctuate like that. But money's not everything. With this collection right here of games that you see, I am super excited because I get to keep a lot of it. I get to keep every single one of those boxes. I am so excited to keep that Castlevania because that is an awesome game right there. It is a very near and dear series to my heart, so I definitely wanted to have that one and put it up on display because I think it's going to look absolutely awesome, so I was very happy to pick it up. So for the final pickup of the week for $275, as you'll see in the pickups, it was worth every penny. I am super excited about this lot. It was a phenomenal end to the week. Alright people, that's it. I hope you enjoyed all the awesome live footage, and just like always, we're going to go over everything here on a one-on-one level. If I can remember anything about it, I'll tell you. If not, I'm just going to kind of zoom through it. There's no particular order because this stuff always kind of gets scattered, bunched around as the week progresses. It just kind of gets stacked in this room. And I always think to myself, like, man, it's going to be a shitty week, but it turns out to be great almost every time, and I'm super grateful for that. But anyways, this is Miss Renebean's finds right here. So for 50 cents, she picked up this really awesome Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess comic book. Very cool. 50 cents, that's cool. That's just great. You know I'm a big Zelda fan. That's going to go in my Zelda shrine for sure. She also, for 50 cents, I believe, she picked up this WWF or WWE, I'm not too sure, Survivor Series. I'm not a big wrestling fan, so I don't know. So pick that up right there. That was an excellent buy. We also got some not GameCube games. All these games right here, she paid $1 a piece for it. Excellent deal. We got Gun for the GameCube. Is that complete? It doesn't really matter. It's not that expensive of a game, but I do think on GameCube it's probably the pricier version out of all of them because GameCube's like that. We got Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls right there, which is cool. Deus Ex, I can never pronounce that right. Invisible War for the original Xbox. It's a stealth game, I'm pretty sure. I never got into it. I'm not a big stealth fan. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Ninja Gaiden, which is awesome. That is an exclusive for Xbox, by the way. And this is cool. This is one I did not have, which is Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, a Capcom game. You'd be surprised about that game. I'm very happy about that. Two Worlds for the 360. Nothing special, but I don't think I have it. Indiana Jones, the original Adventures. Oh, that's also with the Kung Fu Panda. I think I probably have that. Here's one that I did not have. This was for the Wii. Summer Athletics, the Ultimate Challenge. Huh. Resident Evil 6, you know, a lot of people bitch about Resident Evil 5 and 6. I liked them. I'm a big Resident Evil fan in general. And yeah, it was different. It's not 4, which everybody loved. I love 4. 4 is my favorite. But a company's got to make changes, you know, and it wasn't for the best, but I didn't hate them. And the co-op was great. I love the co-op in those games. Absolutely excellent. I'm trying to keep all this stuff over here because I got a box over here, as you've seen in the pickups. It's going to be hefty to go through. I'm super excited. This was like thrown in whenever I got the Halo edition, the Halo Reach Legendary Edition. This was just thrown in. I don't think you saw it on camera. Rascal for the PlayStation. Nothing serious. I think it's exclusive. Loose disc. It was there. It was thrown in. Nothing serious. I don't remember this. I paid $2 for Sim Animals, another Wii game I did not have. This was cool. This was at the Goodwill here for $2. I got a sealed Meet the Robinsons for GameCube. It's like 15-20 bucks I can sell that for. And one that I did not have for the Wii, which was a Build-A-Bear Workshop, a friend for all seasons, man. Excellent joke there. At the flea market, you saw me pick up this Platinum GameCube. It has a $5 sticker on it, which would have been an amazing deal. But, of course, the Shekler that I am, I got it for $3, so it works. I think, at least that's what she told me. I assume it does. It's honestly, I don't come across that many broken GameCubes. Of course I have, but I'd say majority of them, they're usually pretty good. So I'm going to test out. Hopefully that's good to go. For $1, I picked up this really cool, is this, yeah, Namco Pac-Man plug and play. I don't really collect plug and plays, but for $1, this thing actually looks like it has other games with it. I have not tried it. It's in very good condition, though. Like, I don't know why that thing's in such good condition. Maybe it wasn't played that much. For $1, that was a pretty good score. This is awesome right here. This was a Miss Renebean find, and that is the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade. I am actually a huge fan of Assassin's Creed, but don't get me wrong on there. I'm a huge fan of earlier Assassin's Creed games. They started getting real fucky, especially after Black Flag. Black Flag, wow, I apologize, is the last official good Assassin's Creed, I want to say. That was a really good game. Now, I might be biased because I haven't played much of the newer ones, but they started getting real kind of fucky, I think. But this is cool. The hidden blade from Black Flag, I think that is awesome. She paid, I don't know, like 50 cents, $1 or something, maybe more. I can't remember. The only thing it is missing the buckle on there. No big deal. That's excellent wall decor right there. And if I ever like get drunk or something, I can pull that out and think I'm cool. God, do I want to do that big box? This son of a bitch is going to be awkward. Let's go through all these little individual games here. This was at the flea market. For $3, I got Breakdown. It is an exclusive for the original Xbox. Awesome game right there. And I think I have it, but I got it for some of my fellas out there who like to collect original Xbox games. We got Evergrace for the PlayStation. I paid $20 for all 4 of these PlayStation games. You're going to see here. Evergrace. Dawn of Mana, which is super awesome. Happy to have that one in my collection. Dark Cloud 2, which will be completely resold, as well as Dark Cloud 1, because I have them both. But for $20 for all 4 of those, obviously, oh shit, something's in mine. That's a great deal. Very happy about picking those up. Now for $30, I got all these Game Boy Advance games. This was an excellent deal right here. There were 2 cases in here, nothing special. Like, it's for people, like the crazy people in the world that have loose DS games. They can keep them in that nice little case. I'm not one of those people. They got to be in a case for me. But here are all, there was no DS games, by the way. It was all GBA games. Now, what was cool is it had all these video cartridges here, and they were majority Pokemon, which I'm not a big fan of Pokemon. Nothing against it. I just never got into it, so I'll probably get rid of these. But these were all the Pokemon UMDs. I want to say UMDs, but the Pokemon videos. If you're not familiar with what these are, they're like full-length cartoons on these Game Boy Advance cartridges, which is cool. Shrek one there. I might keep them because I got a few of them already. I don't know yet. Let's see. There's another one there. And this one here. I'm not even going to read them because I don't know anything much about them. Here's some of the games here that I got. Though keep in mind I only paid $30 for them. I'm trying to pick out the shittier ones first. SpongeBob SquarePants. It's like a dual action game or something. Dual pack. Yu-Gi-Oh! Double pack. Speaking of which. Now here's this game right here is worth the entire lot. Which is Megabots Metabee right there. Which is very cool. Natsume game. It's been a Megabots kind of like last couple of weeks, because you remember from the last Picos video I got Megabots for the GameCube. That's awesome. So pick that up right there. There is Nicktoons Unite. We got, this is a cool one that I'm happy about, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. I did not have this. I'm a big Kirby fan. I want every one of them in the series, so that's going to definitely get me started. Mario Kart Super Circuit, a very good bundler right there. That'll move a Game Boy Advance real quick. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. This is Red Rescue Team. Don't know much about it. Like I said, I'm not a big Pokemon fan. I just don't know much about it. Sonic Advance. Need for Speed Underground 2, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy, and Pokemon Pinball right there with a $12.99 sticker on there. Nothing crazy for the last few games, but obviously it was worth $30. So I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna put these back in here so they don't get all fucky and scattered around, because like I can lose games in this game room. I have game hunted while being in my game room. It's crazy. You know, it might be a good time. I'm gonna go ahead and mention the winner of the weekly contest giveaway. And that winner is Javier Alvarez. You have won this week's contest. Like I said, always make sure you enter for the next week. We're going to do the same thing. All you got to do is, comment, like, share if you want extra credit, leave, be subscribed, obviously. But Javier Alvarez, I don't know if I'm butchering that, but you are the winner. You were randomly picked. You were the one. All you got to do is send me a message either on YouTube or Instagram. Let me know and say, hey, I'm the guy that won. And then you got $20 credit to my eBay store, which is not just video games. I got other stuff on there too, but you got $20 store credit. You can get anything you want on there. If something's more than $20, it's $20 off. If something's like $15, well, guess what? I'll mail you the rest in the damn mail in money, because you are the winner. You have supported this channel, and you are awesome. But that's it on that that note right there. So let's get to the rest of the pickups. This is going to be a pain in the ass, but you guys want to see it. That is the collector's edition, the legendary edition to Halo Reach, which I'm an Xbox fan, obviously, but I'm not a big Halo fan. So this is going to a buddy of mine. He's just paying me for what I spent with it. I'm not going to take this thing fully out because it's crazy, but it's like this big-ass statue in here. It's really minty condition. Like, I'm going to kind of show that there. I'm not going to get crazy. I don't know much about the characters. I know who Master Chief is. It just never was my game. I was a huge Half-Life fan right there. But I give Halo props because it was a very revolutionary game. It definitely like paved the way for a lot of online style gaming, which was cool. Obviously there were games before that, but Halo obviously made a huge impact. So that's going to him. I paid $45 for that, which was a great deal. They sell for like $130, $140 depending on condition, how complete they are. This thing's in great condition, 100% complete, but he's got dibs on that. I don't want it. This right here is going to be the box right here. I'm going to try to zoom through it. So obviously the big Nintendo score. I paid $275 for this. Scared money does not make money. It does not get you free games for your collection if you are scared to spend some money. I'm going to have to put the work into this to get my money back, but I'm going to make some money on top of it. I'm going to keep some really awesome titles, which is what it's always about. There's no real good way to do this. I'm just going to pull out. This was 61 games, NES games, plus like 8 complete in box ones. There was a complete in box NES Advantage, which I already have, so this one will be sold. I am super happy about this lot because there are some really good titles that I get to keep. Let's start zooming through them. Let's see. We'll start. Like I said, there's no real good way of doing this. Keep in the back of your mind, $275. I'll get to that very easily with the titles you'll see here. And that works out great for the contest. Javier Alvarez, hey, a lot of these games, there's a lot of $20 games in here too, so hey, that's good for you. And if you don't see all this stuff listed right away, it's listed over time. That's how it goes. And of course, I'm going to give my subscribers good deals. You always know that. A lot of you can attest to that. Anyways, let's get through it because I got to zoom through these. We got Trojan for the NES, Wrecking Crew, Xenophobe, Rolling Thunder, nothing crazy there. They're coming though. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is what that dickhead at the damn shit yard sells. Like, that's a $10 game. You can eat my dick on that. It is. Tecmo Super Bowl, which is an awesome game right there. It's crazy they still do tournaments with that. Time Lord for the NES. Tetris, God Almighty, if you don't have Tetris. Zoda's Revenge, which I may not have that. If I don't have that, I'm happy. Let's see. We got. I'm trying to grab them. Not in the most, or obviously I want to save some good ones for last, but we're going to go through them. Monster Party, which is a good one right there. Rush and Attack. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Star Tropics. God Almighty, if this one wasn't in there, then I have no idea what's going on. Super Mario Brothers 2 right there, which is obviously going to be bundled. We got Star Wars right there, excellent condition. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out's going to be in there. Super Mario Brothers 3. Capcom game, which is Strider. That's a good one right there. As far as good game. I needed this variant right here. I just got done for the first time in my life beating this game. Excellent game. Hard as absolute shit. Which was Metroid. And then I beat the one for Game Boy. You know, obviously the original Game Boy was Metroid 2 Return of Samus. I have never played Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo. I know it's blasphemy. I'm going to play it now. I wanted to play them in order. I beat the first one. I beat the second one. I'm going for the third one. But I needed this variant right here because I have the standard one. I think that's a much better cover art right there. Kid Icarus, another awesome game right there. Another copy of Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. The Tengen version of Pac-Man. Pinbot. Punch-Out featuring the gorgeous, was it Mr. Dream, I think? Let's see. God almighty, I love this lot. Rad Racer. Pro-Am. Ninja Gaiden. Some of these had like manuals, like, yeah, Gyromite, which we'll get to. We got Metal Gear right there. We got RBI Baseball. We got Shinobi, which I think I already have. That copy of Shinobi. Let's see. We got old Estenyex, I think is how you pronounce that. Batman. Blaster Master. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. I have not beaten this one either. It's different. I'm a big Castlevania fan. I've not beaten that one because it's weird. It's not Castlevania to me, but I am going to beat it, I promise. The old ABBA Akari Warriors there with a McVan's video game trader sticker on the back. God almighty, the games. Donkey Kong Classics right there, which is cool. Super C. One that I did not have, which is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but I got a buddy who's actually, I think, sending me a copy of this, so I don't know if I'm going to get rid of this or not. It just depends on if I actually get that, which would be cool if I do. Double Dragon 2, which I think is an upgrade for me, because for whatever reason, every copy of Double Dragon 2 I come in contact with is absolute shit. This one's in good condition. Gyromite, which feels a little heavy, so hopefully it's got the 60 pin in there. We're going to find out. Donkey Kong Jr., excellent on that. Oh my god. Just keep pulling out stacks. 275, you know, obviously is a good deal. Double Dragon. Gumshoe right there. The Goonies. Ghost and Goblins. There's one I did not have, which was Elevator Action. Nothing expensive, I just didn't have it. Gotta have DuckTales. I love popping this game in. Whenever I'm testing my NES consoles after I repurpose them, I always put my copy of DuckTales in there. Here, oh, I love that. That is excellent. It sounds so good. Legacy of the Wizard. Is that Legacy of the Wizard? Yeah, Legacy of the Wizard. Alright, we got Kung Fu. I didn't realize this was in here, which is Mick Kids, MC Kids right there. The McDonald's game right there. It's not terrible. It's not that great. Mappy Land, which is one that I did not have. We got the gold cartridge of Legend of Zelda. We got Mega Man. Mega Man number 1 is like 50, 60 bucks right there. So that's good. I already got this, so that one's gone. I don't need it. The gold cartridge of The Adventures of Link. The gray cartridge, the gray cart of Adventures of Link. So both of those right there, variants right there. It's 3 Zeldas. Here's one that I did not have, which was Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I needed that, so happy to pick that one up. Let's see, we got, you gotta have Contra. Contra's in there. It's gonna go great with Super C. I didn't realize I had, so that's 4 Zeldas altogether. Legend of Zelda, the gray version of that, the gray. Oh shit! I got the gray version for only Link. I didn't have the gray version for that. I'm gonna keep the shit out of you. That's good. Let's see. We got Toki, which is awesome. I didn't have that. A little bit uncommon. Woo! Happy to keep that. The one that made me buy it a lot because I wanted this game. It's not extremely expensive. Obviously, it's uncommon. It's a high price. It's one that I did not have, and I wanted to get it. Chubby Cherub. Very cool to pick that up right there. Oh, that's awesome. Decent condition, actually. There's very little label wear. I'm very happy to pick that up for the price that I paid for all this. And now we got 8 complete in-box games to go through as well. So nothing crazy, you know. But I get to keep all of them, I think. I don't think I have any of these. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which is cool. Actually, I do think I have this one. Commando, maybe. I'll have to look up there and find out. But Commando, all these boxes are in pretty damn good condition. These came from a collector, and he gave me a damn good deal. Top Secret, the Golgo 13, very fucking good condition. Holy shit. Pinbot right there, which is great. Got that one. Crystallis Complete, very good condition. I was happy to get this one because I love this game. Excitebike Complete in Box. Dr. Mario Complete in Box, very nice condition. And you know what made me really happy was to get this one because I told you earlier I'm a fan of it. Castlevania Complete in Box, pretty decent condition right here. I am a super big fan of Castlevania. Just because I didn't play Castlevania 2 don't hate me for it. $275. Tell me that was not a good deal. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to come out ahead on this. I'm going to keep some awesome shit, which is what it's always about right there. But that's it, people. That's it for the week. We always do. We always have an excellent week, and I am very happy for that. Oh, I do want to give a shout out to one of my buddies. I grew up with this guy. He started up a YouTube channel. He's new to the whole game. His name is Witty Pox. He's my buddy. Go show him some love. He's new. He's still emerging. He's still a hatchling coming from an egg. Go check out his channel. He does some gaming related stuff. You know, hit a like, subscribe to him. He's a very funny dude. I grew up with this guy. He's a lot like me. So if you like me, you'll like him too. Say Renebean sent you. But Witty Pox, I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description. If not, I think it's WITTYPOX. Check him out. But that's it, guys. That's all I got for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's awesome. I'm excited for these next weeks to come because I'm off. I'm going to have a long vacation. I'm going to have every weekend off for the next 3 weeks. So you know we're going to get some awesome live footage in. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy the rest of the day. And good luck to the future contestant of the contest giveaway. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day, people.